There are so many things to do in Rogers, Arkansas. Today we're covering what does it look like to live a day in the life in Rogers, Arkansas specifically. So let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northeast Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I actually was a real estate broker located in the dumpster fire, horrible, no good state of Illinois. And I could have moved to anywhere I wanted to in America. I could have moved to Austin. I could have moved to Boulder. I've been to Boulder. I've been to Huntsville. I've been to Asheville. I've been to all these different places, Boise, all the different places you might be looking at right now. But I chose Northeast Arkansas because it is by far the best place to live in America, by far. If you ever want to talk about why I chose Northeast Arkansas versus anywhere else in America, call me. Let's meet up for coffee. Let's talk on a Zoom. Whatever the case is, if you're in town or the area, cool. Let's meet up and talk about why I chose here, again, versus anywhere else in America. But without further ado, let's jump right into the content. All right, and the first thing that I'm gonna be doing in Rogers, Arkansas is actually going to one of my favorite coffee shops, because obviously in the morning, we all require one black liquid gold. We need the coffee. Some people do tea. You know who you are. We need the coffee. Confident Coffee is by far my favorite place in Rogers, Arkansas. Mine is Onyx, but that's a different story. Onyx is great, but Confident Coffee has all the vibes. First of all, it's on near 49, so you'll catch me there so often. And sometimes I'll eat breakfast at home. But if I want breakfast on the road, I oftentimes stop at Confident Coffee and grab a little snack, a little pastry, a little goodie, so to speak. The nice thing is that over in the Rogers location, the Johnson location in Confident Coffee side is they actually have their own bakery there. So the baked goods that are there are actually cooked every single morning in Johnson and brought to Rogers. If you go to the Johnson location, you can get that freshest right off the pan as it burns your fingers kind of pastry, which are also very good. But if you want that kind of in between in Rogers, if you're going to Bentonville or vice versa, going on to Fayetteville, Confident Coffee is where it's at. The nice thing I also appreciate about Confident Coffee in that Rogers location is there's a big square that exists right there, so you can kind of sit outside and enjoy it. So if you want to do some meetings potentially right there, cool. You can both sit outside and inside, outside. Decent space, but regardless, Confident Coffee, kind of downtown, I call it Pinnacle Hills, downtown Rogers, whatever you want to call it. Take this back. People call it downtown Rogers over at I call it the Bricks on the far east side, and then there's kind of a downtown Rogers on the west side. I call them both downtown Rogers. I'm not a native. I didn't grow up like this. I can do whatever I want. So I call them both downtown Rogers. So the downtown Pinnacle side Rogers, that's where the Confident Coffee is. That's where you need to go. That's where you need to go for breakfast. And the second thing you'll be catching me do in Rogers, Arkansas, and this is gonna be a little boring, just prepare yourself, but work is work, life is life. Right across from Confident Coffee, you're gonna see where this is going. There's a Collier office, Collier and Associates. So obviously that's the brokerage I'm with. But oftentimes I'll meet with other agents or team members that I work with on probably 4 or 5 times a week. That's usually my central location. So if I meet anybody, whether it's sometimes clients or potentially any sort of business meeting, it's going to be in that Pinnacle Hills Colliers and Associates office. It's decently okay when it comes to parking, but the nice thing is that I found a secret spot around the corner that I can catch, or we have access to the parking garage right there, so little known hack that I have available there, but I digress. But usually you catch me working in the Rogers office most of the time, so if there's any time where you're like, where's Phillip in the day, if he's kind of hanging out, mostly it's gonna be in Rogers, honestly. It's in between spots. I can get up to Bella Vista real quick, I can get down to Fayetteville, I can cut over to Centerton, all different places. Rogers, that's where I'm gonna spend most of my hangout time when it comes to real estate related stuff. And I show a lot of homes in Rogers too, so there you go. And the third place you're gonna catch me hanging out in Rogers, Arkansas, I'm gonna jump over to the Bricks, the other downtown section of Rogers. For lunch, oftentimes, especially from that side of the city, I'm gonna probably be either at the Rail, which is a pizza place, or the TxARHouse. I secretly prefer the TxARHouse just because they have fantastic barbecue. The vibe there, immaculate, love it to death. The Rail, good pizza. The reason I don't vote this as like the place I'd go to the most, the pizza's great. Now, little asterisk here. Coming from Chicago, I have we'll say unfair heights, we'll call it that way, of what I expect from pizza. So going to any pizza in Northeast Arkansas is going to be like, that's good pizza. But realistically, New York, Chicago, other places in America that are specialized in pizza or just have better pizza. But if you want really good solid pizza, the Rail is fantastic, and TxARHouse is great for barbecue. Now, in all honesty, I don't know barbecue at all. So someone who knows barbecue as much as I know pizza, they could go to the TxARHouse. But I know people that love barbecue go to TxARHouse and it's fantastic. But if you ever caught me at a regular barbecue place, I'd be like, this is great. But realistically, not that great. I don't know, because I don't know. but I do know from both going to TxARHouse as well as hearing many people who specialize and dedicate all their life to barbecue say that TxARHouse is absolutely fantastic. So don't take my word for it. Take the hundreds of people who have told me otherwise. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. I made something for you. I made something called 3-day itineraries. So maybe you're looking to come down to the area, check it out, vacation, maybe look potentially move down here. I made 3-day itineraries. So maybe you're looking to come down here, check out the cities, day by day, restaurant by restaurant, activity by activity. So if you're an adventurer, a sports person, a foodie, a sightseer, whatever it is, if you have kids, whatever it is, there are 3-day itineraries linked down below for you. So go ahead and download them and use them when you get down here. Also, you might be looking to move down here. Maybe you're using things like Realtor.com, Zillow.com, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. Sounds exactly what it is, literally Instant Home Updates. So enter your information below, name, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, where do you want to move to Northern Arkansas? Enter all the information below. I'll make sure to miss a single notification when it comes for homes for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, every single Friday, I send an email just kind of talk about all the cool things happening in Northwest Arkansas. What's going on downtown Bentonville? What's going on in Fayetteville? When is First Thursdays? When is First Fridays? What's going on in the amphitheater? What new business moving here? What are all the crazy things happening in Northwest Arkansas? Because there are so many crazy things every single week. If you want to be aware of all the things happening, enter your name below, enter your email below. I'll make sure you get that email every single Friday, but I want you to be aware. I want you to be completely transparent. You will get a little fear of missing out, a little FOMO, so to speak. But I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make your way down to Northwest Arkansas. And the fourth place I want to mention when it comes to hanging out in Rogers, Arkansas is going to be the Railyard in downtown Rogers on the brick side. The reason I actually mention this, it's definitely more of a fun thing rather than work or lunch thing. But the thing you want to pay attention to the Railyard is that I don't really spend a whole lot of time there, and that's because it's very dedicated towards biking. Not the biggest biker, gasp, shock. I know. More of a runner, but I need to mention this because if you're looking to live a day in the life in Rogers, Arkansas, you need to be aware of this. When it comes to mentionable things in Northwest Arkansas, when it comes to biking in general, the ones that always take the top of the list are going to be Collier Mountain, the Back 40 in Collier Mountain, Bella Vista, Collier Mountain, Bentonville, Back 40 in Bella Vista, All-American Slaughter Pen in Bentonville, the Railyard in Rogers, and then oftentimes Mount Kessler in Fayetteville. Those are the core, like we'll call them junction points of major mountain biking in the area. So it is an amazing place. It's not true mountain biking, it's actually more of like good practice. I've heard a lot of people say like it's great for practicing jumps, turns, the whole thing. So and on top of that, you have Lake Atalanta right around the corner that has some pretty decent mountain bike in general. But if you're looking to move to the area, looking to live a day in life, and you are a mountain biker, I know a lot of families that spend often a lot of time, it sounds like a back-to-back, often spend time in downtown Rogers, in the Railyard, practicing, getting better, the jumps, the whole kit and caboodle there. So keep that in mind. If you're going to spend living a life in Rogers, the Railyard, that's where some money's at, some fun times. And the fifth and final thing to do when you're hanging out in Rogers, Arkansas, and this is kind of end of the day, little cherry on top living in Rogers, Arkansas, is going to be either going to the Walmart Amphitheater, and the Walmart Amphitheater holds like 16,000 people. It's the biggest venue in Northwest Arkansas. Major bands come through here all the time. The nice thing is that we're kind of wedged between Kansas City and Dallas, so they pick up a lot of in-between cities. We also have a lot of weekend shows that are probably we don't deserve, because obviously it's not Dallas or Kansas City, we're not multi-millions worth of people, but we honestly get a lot of talent because we bring the crowds. We sell out all the single time. So Walmart Amphitheater, great. Oftentimes the tickets are $25 for most bands. Crazy. Walmart Amphitheater, that's gonna be where you end up. Or if you're more on the less music kind of side of things, the indoor go-kart K1 is in Rogers as well. So great times if you want to bring kids, family fun over at the K1. Go to the K1. So great indoor go-karts as well. So one of those two things, you're gonna find something pretty amazing to do. There's plenty of others, but those are my two core things. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. Sounds exactly what it is, literally a starter pack of all all the cool things about Northwest Arkansas. It comes with stickers. It comes with a starter pack, literally 120 pages of like city by city population, education, medical, all the things you want to know about this area in a whole like 120-page packet. Plus it comes with my itineraries, like I said, stickers, all sorts of goodies that attain to Northwest Arkansas. So enter your name below, enter your address below. Where is this package going to? It is by far the best package, kind of a little sampler, a big sampler of all things Northwest Arkansas. Enter your name below and make sure you get the package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike. So I know, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking. It is my favorite 4-letter F word. Free! So enter your information below. Make sure you get that package shipped to you right away. Also, when you do come down here, I can give you the $10 tour so I can kind of show you around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some home for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, this is the next one.